Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking all about TSM. I know I just put out a TSM video yesterday, but we had a new update that is really significant and makes me think / know that we are going to be hearing news about TSM very soon. So I want to obviously cover what that new update is, go over everything that I know, everything that I've heard, all the latest, and then I guess at the end of this video, give a prediction for what I think is going to happen with TSM. And then we'll have to wait and see what actually happens. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Of course, there's going to be a lot more banger videos coming out over the next couple of weeks. So you guys want to stay tuned. You guys don't want to miss out. And the only way is to subscribe. Also, consider checking out the Patreon. You can get early access to all my videos before they go live on YouTube. And you can just help support me, my channel, and my content. But with that being said, let's get right into this. The big thing we're talking about today is this. Hey, if you know, you know. This is a banger tweet. I tweeted out, I will not be providing any further context, whatever. Recent new I am Germ lore / meme / whatever. But the big thing here, obviously, is a Discord screenshot, which we know is a no-no in the industry. And this isn't my screenshot. This is something that everyone has been posting around. This guy, Do Dirty, asked Kaze, who is, I believe, the head scout for TSM or something like that. I don't know. He's in the inside of TSM. He's a guy who knows and has a lot of influence on the inside of what's going on. And they asked him, hey, Kaze, any roster news? And he said, this was yesterday when this video is coming out, I believe. None that I can disclose, but the LCS roster is complete. Yeah. So that is a very big deal. Obviously, like I said, TSM, they weren't even in the playoffs. So it has been off-season mode for them for a while now. And there's been a ton of speculation about different possibilities. So I kind of just wanted to go over that in today's video. Starting from top to bottom in the top lane, obviously I have been somebody who's not been super excited about Huni. I thought he was an interesting pickup when he came to TSM, but I don't really think during his TSM tenure he's ever been that good. I think he's not ever been that bad, but I think he's been a middle of the pack top laner. He's a veteran. He's not getting better at this stage in his career or anything like that. He also has an expiring contract, so I would have always been in favor, of TSM potentially replacing Huni, and I think there's a lot of potentially good options out there. I know a lot of fans are now saying hey, damn, it really sucks to not have Broken Blade anymore, because Broken Blade's now going on to have, really nice success over in Europe, and we've kind of been stuck with Huni, who has just been worse than Broken Blade. Obviously, I get why they had to have Huni. Huni was a resident, yada, but, things haven't worked out so well for TSM on that front, and they've, obviously, Broken Blade's in a pretty good spot now, but I do think they'll be hanging on to Huni. I haven't really heard, any rumors or anything, and it doesn't seem. We think and we know that TSM must like Huni at least a decent amount. I don't think Huni's going to be on the team past the split, but I think they will let him ride out his contract. They must like him. He's obviously a nice guy. He's a funny guy. He gets along with everyone, and TSM has kept him up to this point. But some of the news we do have regarding top lane for TSM is this: Anime Girl, LOL, who was the top laner for Immortals Academy or Immortals AOE or whatever their amateur team or something like that. He was a highly touted prospect in amateur and academy this past split, and he said, my first proving ground split has come to a close, and so is my contract with IMT AOE. I'm now looking for team, and TSM FTX Glenn said, hey, please check your email, and we know that Viper I think has announced he's going to full-time content creation, so Viper's out of TSM Academy, so that leaves obviously the TSM Academy top lane spot to be open, and I think a lot of people will be excited if Anime Girl. I also believe he's changing his name. I don't think his name's going to stay as Anime Girl. I think that was one of the news stories or whatever going around. I also believe I tried looking at the quotes, because I'm pretty sure that Parth quoted this and was hey, this guy is one of the best top lane prospects in North America right now. So this will be cool. This will be cool if TSM picks him up. We'll see how he does in Academy and Summer Split, if it's even happening, but it could be happening. Obviously, they've had some kind of communication. And if that happens, I think that'd be a big pickup, and maybe this guy can be the top laner of the future for TSM. Either way, it'll just be cool to have some young, exciting talent on TSM Academy, which it seems like we haven't had for a couple splits now. But we'll see what happens there. But overall, I think Huni's going to stay in the jungle. I know there have been rumors and stuff of Bo, and maybe Bo was even talked about, and maybe Spica leaving or wanting to leave believe are not re-signing or whatever. But, we saw the Poppy Smithy messages, obviously, where, he said he believes Spica will either wait out for a top 4 team or play out his contract with TSM. So that would lead me to believe that Spica's probably going to be staying. Mid lane is where it gets a little bit interesting. Now, Glenn, again, if you guys don't know, TSM Glenn, he is the assistant general manager for TSM. Yes, the assistant general manager for TSM. And if you go and look at his Twitter, like, I don't know if Jensen is the only thing that people ever tweet at this guy, but it's like every single Jensen tweet over the past month, this guy has replied to. Like, if we just look through his tweets real quick, this guy said, "Announce TSM Jensen or my grandma stays in the cage." And Glenn said, "LOL, LMAO." And then this guy said, "Hey, please don't let the people down. The numbers speak for themselves." And they posted a thread where Jensen is like who the TSM subreddit wants as their next mid laner. Glenn says, "Since Winter Pro teams voted on by the fans." And then this guy said, "Hope you get Jensen. You were the best GM in the league." And then he says, "How's PCS Jensen?" Which I think is to get people to think about Maple. So maybe Maple in the mid lane, but like if it was going to be Maple, would the GM be tweeting it out? I don't think so. I think they would wait and announce it. But hey, another Jensen tweet that he has replied to. If we keep scrolling down, there's even a couple more right here. This guy said, don't air me, fam. I know you're reading this. Sign Jensen and call it a day." He replies with like a sad face. That might be the last one. "I will name my firstborn son after you if you sign Jensen." And he says, "You sure?" Get Jensen or Niski for TSM's mid lane position for summer 2022, and Glenn said he's working on it. So I don't know what to make of this, but again, there have been obvious issues in the TSM mid lane. Kaiduo wasn't really it, and he was also ended up benched at the end of summer or at the end of spring. I don't think Takeover was ever supposed to be the starting mid laner for TSM. He was more of like a project or like a shot in the dark or like a hope or whatever. So mid lane, I don't know. I think Jensen is possible. I think Maple is possible. Maybe Kaiduo or Takeover is possible as well. I think that's really unlikely. I think TSM has to make a change in the mid lane. I don't think you can finish 9th place and make no changes. Then Tactical as AD carry, I still think that will kind of be staying. But as far as support, what could happen there? Now, again, I had heard, and it's like the rumor that TSM has talked to other supports, and it is possible that Shenny could be out. And we know that earlier in the offseason, Shenny tweeted out ZZZZZ, and then he ended up deleting it, and everyone was like, "Hey, what do all those Z's mean? Are you getting kicked? Are they talking about kicking you? I don't know." Obviously, it's possible that TSM would talk to other supports and still go with Shenny. It's possible that TSM was talking to other supports because Shenny was leaving or wanted out, or it's just possible that, TSM decided they'd rather have somebody else. I don't know. Maybe Tactical and Shenny don't get along. It didn't ever seem like they had great synergy throughout the year. I don't know. Shenny was their big prospect. He was like the big splash of the offseason. He's the guy who they spent a ton of money on. I think it'd be a little bit crazy to move on from Shenny after just a single split, but who knows? As far as the other support options, who knows who it could be? Obviously, Ayla is going to be a name that's thrown around a ton. Obviously, there's always import options. They could go after a Korean. They could go after a Chinese player that maybe we've never even heard of from, LCK, Academy, or Amateur, or LDL, or whatever, kind of like the same. Somehow they came up with Kaiduo. Who knows what's next? There's always like Australian options. There's other options in Academy like Busio or Chime or like one of these other guys. We're all talking about NA talent and stuff. There's other veteran names out there. Obviously, Ignar just got signed, but there's guys like Zazel and some of these other names. I don't know for sure. But again, I did want to get this video out because, if Kaze is saying that the roster is done, and from what I'm hearing, some of the leakers are hot on the case. Whenever a roster's done, the guys like Alejandro and, Fion and Wooloo and these guys, they're going to be on this roster soon. So I wanted to get this video out to you guys as soon as we can. And I would not be surprised at all today if we find out the TSM roster, like the full TSM roster, if it comes out. So I guess, part of this video is just letting you guys know that, hey, be looking out for that very soon. And if that news ever drops, I'm going to talk about it. I'll get the video out as soon as we can. But I guess for now, my final prediction for this TSM roster, this will probably be the last video I make before the actual roster comes out, is I'm going to be going with Huni, Spica, Jensen, Tactical, and Shenny. That is what I think is the most likely TSM roster from everything I've heard, from all the different rumors and stuff out there. I don't know. And overall, I think that roster would be fine. I'm not super excited about it, but I think it's okay, and it gives them, some pieces to maybe build around for the future. Obviously, who knows what's going to happen with Huni, Spica, all those guys going forward. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, word on the street is that the TSM roster is done. And I think we're going to be finding out about it very, very soon. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know who you guys think is going to be on this TSM roster for the summer split of 2022. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Consider checking out the Patreon. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.